In this video, we're going to learn how to find the length of the radius of a circle given the center and a point that it passes through. So when I say a point that it passes through, I mean a point along the circumference of the circle itself. All right, in this example, you're asked to find the radius of the circle centered at -4, 7 that passes through -10, 2 by using the Pythagorean theorem. So I gave you some graph paper to help out. If you plot those points on your graph, you can see that this is our center at -4, 7, and this is the point the circle goes through. And when I say the point the circle goes through, it's on the circumference of the circle. So the circle itself goes through that point from that center. So the radius is going to be the distance from the center to that point. So really all I'm asking you to do is find the length of a line segment that's on the coordinate plane. And I know you know how to do that. So I'll show you what I would do here. All right, so I would draw the triangle that connects P to C. And so we're going to draw in a right triangle here. And what we're really looking for is the length of this hypotenuse. That's our radius. So if I count my triangle, the side's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 units long, and this side is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 units long. So my legs are 5 and 6. So when I plug that into the Pythagorean theorem, a squared plus b squared equals c squared, I know that a and b are 5 and 6, so 5 squared plus 6 squared, and that's going to give me my radius squared. So this is 25 plus 36 equals my radius squared. And then I'm going to add those together. And let's see, 25 plus 6 is 31, plus 30 more is 61. So I should get 61, unless I made a mistake just now, for the value of my radius squared. And then I could take the square root of both sides. Oops. So the square root of 61 is the value of my radius. Now we could approximate that as a decimal, but I'm fine if we just want to leave this as a radical expression. In our second example, we're doing the exact same problem. So we already know the answer. We already know it's the square root of 61. But I'm going to show you a different method using the equation of a circle. And I like this method better, but you can use whichever method works for you. So we know that the equation of a circle can be written as x minus h in parentheses squared plus y minus k in parentheses squared equals the radius squared. And we know that the point h comma k is the center of the circle. So when we look at our center in the problem, we're given h and k, and we're also given an x and a y value. So we could just plug those into our equation and leave the variable r, or r squared rather, by itself. We could simplify this entire side of the equation and it should be equal to r squared. All right, so let's do that. So I'm going to even start out with, you could probably do this in one step, but I'm going to start by saying x minus -4, which is the same as x plus 4 squared, plus y minus 7 squared equals r squared. And again, I'm getting that 4 and 7 from the center. And again, that's a positive 4 because that's a negative. And then when we have y minus 7, that's a positive 7 for the y coordinate of our center. All right, so now we're given an x and y value in the point it passes through. Every point on the circumference, we should be able to plug in for x and y, and the equation should still be true. So now I'm going to say when x is, oops, wrong tool there. When x is -10, this is -10 plus 4 in parentheses squared. And then over here for y, We said y is 2, so 2 minus 7 in parentheses squared equals r squared. So now, when we combine our like terms in the parentheses, or just simplify the parentheses, we get negative 6 squared plus negative 5 squared. Boomer, shh, sorry, that's my cat. And that equals r squared. All right, so if we just square these, that's going to be 36, because remember, negative 6 squared is positive 36, plus 25, all of that equals r squared. And we still get 61 is r squared. So the square root of 61 is equal to r. So I don't really care what method you use. You can do the Pythagorean theorem. I think I like this method because it gives us the opportunity to use our new learning, which is the equation of a circle. But you can use whichever. You just might not always have access to graph paper. So if you can do the Pythagorean theorem one, make sure you can do that one without using the graph, or without relying on the graph, I should say. All right, that's it.